Happy Sunday. I'm really glad to be here with you. Sometimes it's me who needs you, and it's that time of year, right? I don't feel that I got to do much over summer. Summer was just flying by, and now we're in September. I can't believe it. But in New England, fall is really beautiful, as those of you know that live here. And the changing of the trees and everything started really early this year. During the month of August, I started seeing some of the trees changing in the leaves. And I always like fall. It's just one of those times. Maybe because I'm a Virgo, it's one of those times that we're getting things moving again, with people going back to school and teachers going back to work. I think I like the feeling of, okay, I got to get organized again, right? My Virgo thing. Anyways, we just came out of Mercury retrograde, thank the Lord, on the 24th of August. So now it's a time to get moving again. And like I said, the collective is saying, let's get going. It's time to get back in the groove of things. So this is a great time for you to get moving. And with that, today is the new moon in Virgo. So this is a great time. I always try to tell you that the new moons are about new beginnings, and it's in Virgo. So Virgo's about getting organized, completing things, all of that. And it's at 9:55 p.m. Um, on the East Coast, anyways. So adjust it for your time. So if you want to do a ritual around that time, and it really doesn't matter, you could do it during the day, because I tell you all the time that time really, it doesn't matter anymore. So your intention is everything. You put your intention out that this is what I want to do. I'm going to do this new moon ceremony for tonight. So stop and think about any of the things that you want to create, new beginnings. Like, what do I want to start fresh and new? And this is a great time for it. It's a great time to plant seeds. So as you're looking back and reviewing all the things you've wanted to create for the year, and back in January for some that create on January 1st, some on the Chinese New Year in February. And we keep going back to review. Is this still something I want to create? And if it is, what do you need to do to create that? So you're in this place of going back to review, especially since the retrograde. Um, we were just in the shadow for a few days of that. So now you can do things. Now it's time to buy that new car, buy a house, change things around. And so with New Moon in Virgo, do your homework, look at everything, see what feels right to you, and go for it. Get organized. It might be a time when you want to do fall cleaning. Um, I don't even want to talk about it. I didn't get to do much for spring. So, but fall cleaning, toss things out, give them away, do what you got to do. We're in this field right now, this era, this time frame, that it's all about clearing out. We forget that every single object has an energy to it. So if you've got your ex partner's wedding, if you've got your wedding book album from your ex that you're divorced from, you might want to give that to your kids and get it out of your house. Look at everything as energy. And is this something that you want the energy of in your house? Someone gave you something and you're no longer friends with them or whatever. And it doesn't mean you have to get rid of everything. Maybe you just really love that and they gave it to you at a time when they really cared for you, fine. But if it doesn't have energy in a good way, or you haven't used it for a long time, bless it by giving it away, moving it on. Okay, so that's it. New moon, just a quick thing, new moon rituals can be anything. I always tell people, even though I give you ideas, do what feels right to you. Okay, Virgo's an earth sign. So if you want to do something on the earth outside, maybe have a little fire or something, and a little bonfire or something where you're out on the earth, or maybe you're walking on the earth, or you're in your yard barefoot and you're doing a ritual of some kind. Do whatever feels right to you, but have some kind of earth in it, because the element of earth is what we're celebrating. Okay, so we're going to start with past life, Doreen Virtue and Brian Weiss. So I'm going to give a plug for something I'm creating and working very hard at. I am coming out with my own oracle deck that has a coaching element to it. So just a brief mention of this, because I am creating like crazy. And now this is going to be the time I'm going to review what I've already written out to make sure it feels right, and keep watching. Not sure exactly when they're going to come out, but I'm very excited by it, because it's going to have a coaching component where if you choose to use it just as an oracle deck, you can pull a card and just use it for that. If you choose to use it with coaching, there's a workbook that can help you to manifest your dreams. Okay, enough of that. So for this first week of September, all right. Oh, look at this. Oh, this is interesting. On the other side of it, it's a doorway. So going into a doorway of the past. This is a unicorn, and it says wisdom. So I don't have to read this in the book. Wisdom is wisdom, right? You have experiences, and when you turn it into an aha moment and a teaching moment, and you know why you had to go through it, it then becomes wisdom. And we are always drawing on the wisdom of the past. I love this, that this is a unicorn, because unicorns are magical. Unicorns really did exist at one time. And the wisdom, what's calling to me is the wisdom sometimes that we get from just observing something and accepting it. So the unicorn's not speaking, the unicorn can just take everything in, and in itself, in its cells, it has wisdom. So that's what I want to say about that one, and I love that. A doorway from your past life, remembering the wisdom that you learned along the way from all the experiences you had. This is Sacred Traveler by Denise Lynn. Whoops. Okay. I think we're going to pull two from this deck. So the first one is blessings, and it's a rainbow. So the rainbow makes me think of miracles, right? Everything is a miracle as far as I'm concerned, anything small or great. At Christmas time, when we pull up in front of the mall and get a parking space, that's a miracle, right? And we have to recognize even the little ones. And they always say that there's no difference from creating a small one to creating a large one. And so here, this is just amazing with the blessings, because what it makes me think of is that we have to do our gratitude. We have to be very grateful for everything, big and small, in our life. All right. Okay, just like I thought, I said to myself, I don't think this is the right book for the, I think this deck goes to something else. And sure enough, it does. So sorry, I don't want to have to get up and go looking for the book. So I'll just leave it at that. The next card is Stone People, Vigilance. And what calls to me with this, we all know the ancient stones and the stone circles. And they always say that at one time the stone circles, many of them in Avebury, and if you've ever been to England, and many of the other ones, that used to be people that turned into stone. And so the standing stones are there for a gazillion years in the future, right? So this says vigilance. Just standing here and being, holding the wisdom, because everything has vibration. So when it says stone people, the vibration that's held within there, and when I do my trips and I take people all over and we do a stone circle and we go in it and we put our forehead or our third eye to the stone or put your hands on the stones, you get information, or you get something that feels like a download, that you'll get more information when you're supposed to have it. And even in Stonehenge, I've been in Stonehenge in the ceremony many, many times with groups, but you now, because believe it or not, and I'm sorry to say, they said there were Americans that destroyed a lot of those stones by chipping away, trying to take a piece of it. And so now you can only go in the center of it with a priestess that's from there, and you can't touch anything. They have guards and everything. Before, you used to be able to freely go and just touch them and all of that. Now you can't, because somebody ruined it. So my feeling is those stone people and the wisdom is still inside. It's kind of interesting. We had wisdom first over here with the unicorn, and now we have the stone people. So that's great. Okay. The Sacred Forest by Denise Lynn. I love this deck. There's something about this that I just love. And it's so pretty because of even looking at this side of it. Okay, so let's see. What do we need to know for this new moon? Let's ask that. For the first new moon in September. Oh, this is the Phoenix transmutation. Look at the power in this card. Amazing. I've never seen this particular card. So we all know that the phoenix is rising out of its own ashes to be something greater. It's like alchemy. And the fire is under this bird. So the bird is rising out of its ashes, transmuting from one form into something greater, from burning in the fire to flying high. And so this is interesting. Think about that today. When you're doing your new moon ritual, really think about what are they trying to tell us? That are we supposed to work on something, or include transmutation in there about something? It feels really, really good. All right, I'm just going to pull one more quick card. This is from Mary Magdalene's deck. Full Bloom. Beautiful card with a goddess with her third eye and crown with this giant pink rose that's in full bloom. So these last two cards would suggest that you're getting ready to change something, and it's going to just open up beautifully. That's what I'm seeing here. The goddess is just in her essence, in full bloom. She believes in herself. She can create like a creatrix to create whatever she wants. So this week looks like it's going to be a powerful week. Remember your wisdoms, do your gratitude with your blessings, and rising out of your own ashes to create something even better. Thank you so much and enjoy this day.